Imagine a creature so small, so discreet, that you might not even notice it in the ocean. But within its tiny translucent body lies one of nature's greatest secrets, immortality. That's right. While we humans struggle against aging, fight diseases, and search for ways to extend life through science and technology, there's an animal out there that simply rejuvenates. And this isn't fiction or some ancient myth. This creature is real. It's alive right now, and scientists are still trying to understand how it's even possible. Today, you're going to meet Turritopsis dohrnii, the jellyfish that defied the concept of biological death. But before we dive into this marine mystery, make sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and leave a comment below. If you had the chance to live forever, would you take it? I want to know your thoughts, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at life and death. Turritopsis dohrnii is a tiny jellyfish, completely transparent, measuring only about 4 to 5 millimeters across, smaller than a fingernail. It was first discovered in the Mediterranean Sea, but has since been found in many places around the world, from Japan to the Caribbean and even off the coast of the United States. But what makes this jellyfish truly extraordinary isn't its size. It's the fact that when it is under stress, injured, or on the brink of death, it simply goes back to being young. Literally. It reverses its own life cycle. To understand this, think of a typical jellyfish's life. It starts as a larva, then attaches itself to a surface and becomes a polyp, eventually transforming into a medusa, the adult jellyfish we recognize. What the Turritopsis does is astonishing. After reaching full maturity, it can revert back into a polyp, starting its life cycle all over again. It's as if a butterfly turned back into a caterpillar, or a person in their 80s transformed back into a newborn baby. A biological reset button that still puzzles the scientific world. This process is called transdifferentiation, the ability of a cell to transform into a completely different type of cell. It's incredibly rare and complex. But this jellyfish does it naturally, without any genetic engineering, without any external interference. It's simply how it was designed by nature. Now you might be wondering, if this jellyfish is immortal, why hasn't it taken over the oceans by now? The answer is simple: it's not invincible. Turritopsis can still be eaten by predators, die from infections, or be harmed by environmental changes and pollution. But what it does avoid is death by natural aging. In other words, it doesn't die of old age. Its body doesn't deteriorate over time. Instead, it reverts, refreshes, and starts anew. And that raises a fascinating question. Has nature already discovered biological immortality, just not through us? This strange ability has caught the attention of scientists, marine biologists, and of course, biotech and longevity companies. Because if we can understand how this tiny jellyfish reprograms its own cells, maybe, just maybe, we could one day apply that knowledge to human medicine. Imagine being able to regenerate tissue, cure degenerative diseases, or even slow down aging in a real, controlled, and safe way. What seems like science fiction might already exist, in a creature small enough to rest on your fingertip. But here's the twist: studying Turritopsis is anything but easy. Because of its tiny size, fragile body, and delicate environment, keeping it alive in laboratories is difficult. On top of that, scientists still don't fully understand what triggers its rejuvenation. Does it only happen under extreme stress? Are there limits to how many times it can repeat the cycle? And perhaps the most important question, is this process 100% reliable, or does it degrade over time? Some researchers believe that the key to human longevity may lie less in avoiding death and more in learning how to regenerate with precision. In that sense, Turritopsis might be a clue. After all, if nature has already designed a living creature that conquers aging, maybe we've been looking in the wrong direction. Perhaps we should be studying the deep sea, not just deep space. But the mystery doesn't stop there. Turritopsis isn't the only creature that seems to defy the rules of biology. Other marine animals, like the tardigrade, a microscopic organism that can survive radiation, dehydration, and even the vacuum of space, or certain lobster species, which show no signs of aging, also suggest that nature is far more advanced than we once believed. Yet none of them are quite like Turritopsis. It's not about strength or resistance. It's about turning back time. It doesn't adapt, it restarts. Not by accident, not by mutation, but by design. So I ask you again, what would you do with a life that never ends? Would you use it to master every skill, see every corner of the earth, explore every part of yourself? Or do you believe that life only has meaning because it has an end? It's a deep question, one that philosophers, scientists, and spiritual thinkers have debated for centuries. And maybe, just maybe, that's why this tiny jellyfish fascinates us so much. Because it carries more than a biological mystery, it carries a philosophical one. Are we truly ready for eternity? If you found this story interesting, make sure to leave a like. It really helps us bring this kind of rare and mind-blowing content to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more mysteries of nature, science, and the universe. And don't forget to comment. Would you choose to live forever if you could? Thanks for watching all the way to the end. The ocean holds secrets that we've barely begun to uncover. And if even a jellyfish can teach us something about the possibility of living forever, maybe it's time we start listening a little more closely to the natural world. See you in the next deep dive.